When you see tragedies like this one here in Muskogee and the one that we were covering this weekend in Sand Springs, it's really left our communities in mourning. It's difficult for us who are covering it and for you at home when you're watching our coverage of these stories. But, you know, many of these who are impacted by the devastating details are those who really are on the actual front lines. And tonight, new at 6, our Jeanette Cazada is live with help that's available for those who are trying to cope with this and what they're seeing. Jeanette?
A very somber day, an entire community shaken, trying to make sense of this tragedy. Today I spoke with mental health experts about ways you can cope with the trauma.
It never is easy to talk about these kind of stories. It's difficult.
6 people dead in Muskogee, 5 of them children. An entire community waking up to the horrific tragedy and trying to make sense of the heartbreaking news. The pain, grief, and trauma echoing across the board, especially for those on the front lines.
And we're concerned about our officers, the families. It affects our whole community.
The tragedy happening just days following a murder-suicide that left 4 dead in Sand Springs, 2 of them children. Crime scenes are sometimes too difficult to process, but there is a community ready to provide support.
We talked to all of the officers. We have 2 clinicians that come in that are therapists. Everyone is talked to before they leave the station.
Tragedy impacts everyone's emotions differently, according to Lynn Hamlin with Muskogee Police. She says her department provides a peer support team that helps all first responders process what they've witnessed.
Trauma is very treatable, and so it's really important that we're able to address it as quickly as possible.
Andre Campbell, Clinical Director for Counseling and Recovery Services of Oklahoma, says dealing with post-traumatic stress is just part of being human.
Those aren't necessarily saying that that they're weak or that they are not handling this well. It's just kind of the human process of trying to work through what is actually going on.
And he encourages anyone trying to process their emotions to reach out for help and not be ashamed to do so.
It is treatable. That's the good news, that it doesn't have to be a lifelong kind of struggle.
Now, if you or anyone that you know is looking to talk with someone, Campbell says that you can always call 211 for additional resources. Live in Tulsa, Jeanette Quesada, 2 Works for You.